Hey Cancer, I'm Lisa-Issa and welcome to Charmed Lithomancy. Here is your reading for the week of January 25th, 2021. Okay Cancer, so we're going to start off with your Center Stone card. Center Stone card for Cancer. All right, Universe. Okay, what do you have for Cancer? Okay, Cancer, your Center Stone card is Neptune. Neptune. Now we need two more cards. We need two more charm cards. So Neptune, Cancer, is about escaping from the mundane. There's your first card. Your first card is the Stars card. Neptune is about escaping from the mundane. Sometimes I look at it as illusion. It holds the energy of illusion, fantasy. I always think Hollywood and reality TV because, reality TV. We like to think, oh, well, it's real and it's really, what's going on. And, we come to find out it's scripted. So, I kind of give, Neptune has that kind of feel to me. It also represents spiritual strength. So it has another side as well. It represents it's a very intuitive energy as well. So it represents the spiritual side. All right, let's see what else the universe has for you, Cancer. Your second charm card is the Anchor in Reverse. The Anchor in Reverse, Cancer. So let's see here what we got. So as I shared, Neptune is about escaping from the mundane and anesthetizing the pain. It's really interesting because Neptune, it holds like two sides of the coin from escaping from mundane and anesthetizing the pain. So it's the sex, drugs, and rock and roll, kind of escaping from the mundane. You just want to zone out, you just want to maybe you want to eat a whole little pint of that Haagen-Dazs ice cream or a bag of chips or cookies or what have you. Some of us may be workaholics or, there's so many different things we can do really as distractions, but things to help us escape from parts of life that really don't feel all that great to us. And then the other side is the very spiritual side. And so we may pray, meditate, chant, and many other things, but those are also ways to escape from the mundane. They are just more beneficial and in some circles more acceptable than the sex, drugs, and rock and roll, where the sex, drugs, and rock and roll is more acceptable in other circles. But that's the energy of Neptune. Your first charm card is the Stars. So the stars, to me, always signifies the collective energy. At first, when I started working with it, it represented the like an online community is how it originally felt, but a community sometimes it's a lot of ideas are people. That's the energy of the Stars card. And then you have the Anchor in Reverse. That's your second card, charm card. So the Anchor in Reverse says that there's something that is not anchored. It's the opposite of feeling anchored and grounded. So it's feeling or a situation that is not grounding and makes you feel maybe unsure and unsteady about something. So Cancer, when I look at these cards together, so there are two ways that we can look at this, Cancer. We can look at it as we're all going through, kind of like a very interesting and at many times challenging time. Although have been many positive things to come out of what the world is going through over this past year. And at the same time, it causes many times a lot of angst and anxiety. Even when other people might look at your situation and say, "Oh, you're good," but the anxiety, and God forbid if you turn on the news for 3 seconds, you're going to have some anxiety. So, Neptune says that you may be using some things, could be social media, to escape from the mundane, and that is unanchoring for you. It is really not all that helpful to stay plugged in to news, social media, and those things that really, I always like to use the term ruffle your feathers. And so sometimes you think that it's helping and you're able to sit in front of the television and numb out in a sense, but it really isn't serving you. It's leaving you feeling ungrounded and unstable and unsure of yourself. So that's pretty easy, Cancer. Well, that reading is that side is pretty easy to see, and that the answer is to limit your access to the boob tube, social media, those things that when you get off of them, if it doesn't leave you feeling even just a little bit better, because you're going there to get away from all of this going on. But if when you turn off that device, or when you put it down, or leave that the news or the Facebook page or whatever, if you don't feel better, then it's really not all that great for you. And for some of us, we look at those things and we are being called to action. So some people, this is not you. So for some people, if you're watching those things, you're plugged in, and it's not really calling you to action in a positive way, where you see something that really you feel is not good for the collective, and you feel called to do something good, then do it. That's not what this reading is saying for you. It's for those folks who go to those platforms and leave feeling worse. So you really need to find something different. I know it's wintertime here in North America and in the northern hemisphere. So going outside and being out in nature may not be the easiest thing to do, but we need to find some things to plug in and put in place of the things that are taking us off anchor and off center. And let's see. And this could be another message. Some of us, some of you Cancer, I have a Cancer moon, so this applies to me too. So for some of us, we are feeling unanchored, unhinged, a little, not so anchored and grounded. Some of us really benefit from tapping into the collective. So you may join a prayer group, a meditation group. I noticed last week there were a lot of people who started programs, and there were a lot of them were complimentary programs that you could start. Not all, but some. And maybe that's what you need. You need to tap into those of like minds that raise your vibration. And when you leave your time with them, you feel so much better. You feel calmer, or you may even feel led to step out and do something that you wanted to do, that's really positive and really good for the collective. So Cancer, you have two options there. Some of us need to pull off of those platforms and social media so that we can get a little bit more steady and grounded. And then others of us are feeling unsteady and grounded. However, when we go and we seek out those of like minds who are about raising the vibration and taking humanity into a different, higher road and path, when we get together with our group, we feel so much better. All right, Cancer. I hope you found something good and juicy in that reading. And I look forward to, thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me this week. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, shine bright. Namaste.